The Super Mario Galaxy movie is coming in April of 2026, and like with many people, I am very excited for it. Now, the Super Mario Bros. Movie was a solid 7 out of 10 to me. I enjoyed the Easter eggs, and the characters had some great chemistry between them, but it also suffers from bad pacing and, of course, Pretty Boy Luigi just being a distressed dude. So I'm very happy that he finally gets to have a much more bigger role in the sequel. Oh, and as for everything else, it looks great. But everyone is making their predictions for the movie. What power-ups will show up in the movie and who would use them? What role will Yoshi have? This guy named Douglas Sheridan, or Douglas for short, keeps spamming the two same damn comments all the time, and I had enough of it. But what about me? I haven't made a single prediction for this movie yet. Well, my lovely viewers, today I had 5 random predictions for the Super Mario Galaxy movie. I want to share in detail as to why I think about those particular things and what are my predictions for it. Now, please remember that these are all just my thoughts and opinions, so sorry if I disagree with a specific thing, but that's why I want to talk about a specific thing in very details. Also, as with any predictions, it might likely become outdated for when the movie comes out, so please make sure to take this video with a grain of salt. Alright, with all that said, here are my 5 random predictions for the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Let's go!
Oh, Peach!
Let's start with my favorite Mario character, Princess Peach. Her portrayal in the first movie is easily the most diverse thing regarding fans. Some people like it because it was a nice new take on the character, while others dislike it because it made her feel like a completely different character. As for my thoughts regarding movie Peach, I can understand why some people don't like this portrayal of Peach, but at the same time, it really feels like these people didn't pay attention to the movie. It makes sense why she knows a lot more things about the platforming than Mario because the Toads raised her in the Mushroom Kingdom since she was a baby. It makes sense why she fight against Bowser in the climax because Luigi, Lumini, the penguins, and the Kongs were about to be sacrificed. Like, it's not bad writing, you guys aren't paying attention to the movie. Plus, Peach still has her moments where she's being nice towards anyone, including Mario. She's not super mean towards him. Now, we all know that Peach will still have the same role of a natural girl, where she still has some sweet moments with anyone, including Mario. But what we don't know is, will she get kidnapped in the Super Mario Galaxy movie? I mean, the role of a damsel in distress is the one that everyone knows about Peach. But here's my reason as to why I'm bringing this up. A lot of people had noticed that Peach is playing other roles that she isn't the damsel in distress, like she got to be one of the playable characters in Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and she got her own Switch title when Princess Peach Showtime, causing people to dislike her because they thought that she was just a boring damsel in distress and now appreciate her character, which is simply
Sweet!
However, if you go on, say, YouTube or Instagram or Reddit, you might probably find a particular user that goes under the name of Troy Bell or exciting twist for the latter, and let's just say that this guy really does not like that Peach isn't being the damsel in distress anymore. Lots of outrage over Peach not being a damsel in distress. He claims that titles with Peach is playable are canon, and of course, constantly argues when people are trying to calm him down. Yeah, it's very clear that Troy Bell is one of those anti-woke people that, oh my god, the girl character isn't getting kidnapped. Guys, the friendship is becoming woke. Seriously, I miss when the word woke only meant the past verb awake. I highly recommend watching this video from other they know as to why anti-woke people aren't real critics, But my point is that Troy Bell is being incredibly childish over Peach not being a damsel in distress in recent media. I had heard some people saying that the plot of the first movie wouldn't have made more sense if Peach was the one that got captured because, well, Mario didn't exactly know who she was, so therefore the chemistry wouldn't have worked. So here's the thing. Maybe during the film's climax, Peach gets captured and she's unable to free by herself, leading Mario, Luigi, and the rest to rescue her. And since now the two had chemistry, it will make sense to have Mario rescue her in this film. Considering that Peach was the one that trained Mario to gain his abilities from the game, it went into that showcasing how much Mario grew to become the iconic video game hero we all know and love. And probably caused Toribed to finally shut the hell up for once. I will talk about more about Mario and Peach's relationship a little bit later because there is a certain someone I would like to discuss right now.
Hi, I'm Daisy.
Alright, Peach is of course the main female character from the franchise. Pauline had a cameo in the first movie, and since she debuted in the original Super Mario Galaxy game, of course Rosalina makes her movie debut here. But guess who's missing? Daisy's absence in the movie so far gives people a lot of flashbacks to this Street Pass animation featuring Peach, Rosalina, Pauline, Skyward Sword Zelda, and Toon Zelda. Yeah, for some reason Daisy was left out of this little animation and they added Pauline in it. And remember, this was pre-Odyssey Pauline. And given that Daisy, alongside other characters, were planned to appear in the first movie but ultimately didn't, it caused a lot of people to feel that history is repeating again. But here is my own personal thoughts of whether Daisy would appear in the movie or not. Some people theorize that the Sandland, which is obviously the Sand Kingdoms from Super Mario Odyssey, could possibly be ruled by Daisy, but this is primarily based on a misconcept that her kingdom, Sarasala, just consists of a desert, when in reality it isn't. But I can't really blame people for that, considering that we haven't seen Sarasala since 1989. A lot of people speculate that for when Mario and Luigi go to the Sand Kingdom, they meet up with Princess Daisy, because it turns out that Peach wasn't the only girl to ended up in a magical place. It's just that she ended up living in her own kingdom. Luigi eventually falls in love with her, and the two get some cute romantic moments. Honestly, I really like this idea, as that would be a really cool twist for the Mario movie universe, and it would be a fantastic way to introduce Daisy. This will also serve as a great opportunity to showcase how much of a bigger role Luigi has in this movie by not only getting to join the adventure, but also getting his own love interest. The inclusion of Daisy in the Super Mario Galaxy movie could also mean the end of one thing. Alright, I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I want to be completely honest. So, I freaking hate the Baoiji ship. Well, I just hate Hero at Spill and shippings in general because it makes no sense to ship two characters that are canonically enemies in the first place. Folks, just because someone is constantly picking on the other one, whether it would be bullying them or even torturing them, does not automatically mean they had a crush on the other one. Ugh, I really hate this stupid stereotype. Oh, and side note, I thought you guys hated how Luigi is constantly treated unfairly, so why the hell are you shipping him with the same turtle guy that attempted to kill him? You see how stupid it is to ship enemies? Look, I get that shipping two characters, whether it would be the opposite or same gender, doesn't necessarily need to be canon in order to be enjoyed by people, but if a shipping comes across as way too weird, you just can't help yourself but ask, why does this exist? And I am aware that this shipping did exist a long time ago before the movie. I just hate the fact that this is the reason why it became so popular and overshadowed Lua Daisy. I mean, not only do these people fail to notice that Bowser is after Peach, but also make Luigi scream in pain in this particular scene in order to get information about Mario. How is this supposed to be seen as a romantic moment? In fact, I bet Luigi's shippers were the ones that got angry over Mario for calling Bowser's pain trash because much like when a certain purple-headed cure, they can't see that Mario was acting this way due to Luigi being in danger in the previous movie. Oh, and one more thing. Even if these two somehow managed to get together, their dynamic would be the melee man and sensitive guy. You know, the exact same one that Mario and Luigi already had. What's gonna be different? The fact that it's between a human and a turtle? Yeah, I think you can probably understand why I absolutely hate the Luigi ship so much. Now, while I do believe that Daisy might have a chance to appear in the Galaxy movie, I do think that she might likely be saved for a potential third movie because they don't want to overwhelm viewers with way too many characters and have Abed barely do anything to the plot. Remember how one of the biggest problems with Ice Age Collision Course was the fact that it had way too many characters, and some like Diego and Shira barely do anything to the plot? Yes, we don't want the Galaxy movie to have this problem. What I'm saying is that I'm 50% sure and 50% unsure that Daisy would appear in the Galaxy movie, but I really hope that one day she appears in the Mario movies and that Luigi can finally be shipped with someone that treats it healthy and nicely instead of someone that tried to kill him. Speaking of relationships... It's been months since Mario and Peach were referred as good friends on Peach's bio on the Nintendo website that later got popularized by the Nintendo Today app. And people are still salty over the fact that apparently they're supposedly just friends, including Emma, who never shuts about it, even on videos that had nothing to do with it. Holy shit, just freaking calm down! Like myself. I had previously made a video debunking that misinformation, but long story short, Mario and Peach are neither an official couple nor just friends. They're somewhere in between. Something I didn't mention in that particular video is how some fans would annoyingly mischaracterize Mario as a pathetic simp. For example, in Ike92's original Bowser comment, yes, we're talking about that overrated piece of crap, it has Mario flat out attempting to make Peach jealous all just because he got rejected by her, because in this comment, all the elements that made it clear that Peach only did this since she was feeling overwhelmed is completely cut. Oh, and since Bowser is the internet's barely disguised fetish bait interpretation of what Bowser would look like wearing the super crown, that means Mario's only interest in her is solely by appearance. And everyone is treating this like a good thing because of their disgusting objectification of women. Fuck Bowser. The point that I'm trying to make is that yes, saving Peach may be a common goal in the Mario games, and yes, he did save Pauline and Daisy on some occasions, but at the end of the day, the main object of the games is to save the day from whatever chaos, and Mario is only saving women because he's a nice guy. He would do anything to help an innocent person from danger. He is not a selfish person. And I do not want anyone defending the whole good friends by saying it's just a joke excuse because everyone has already passed this as fake information. Yes, Mario did have some moments where he flirted with Peach, but at the end of the day, his main goal in the first movie was saving Luigi. Which leads into my third prediction. How would his relationship with Peach be played in the Galaxy movie? Well, like I mentioned before, the reason Peach didn't get Kanto was most likely because Mario's whole dynamic of saving someone he barely knows wouldn't work. So now that months have passed since the first movie, he and Peach now had a much better chemistry. So when Peach gets captured, Mario's motivation to save her would be a lot more powerful because she was the person who trained him to become the most iconic video game hero of all time. Once Peach is saved, she gives Mario the classic "thank you for saving me" kiss, just like in the good old days. This would easily showcase how much the relationship is starting to develop and that they really care for each other, which made me ask the following question: why Mario and Peach being referred as friends is a bad thing to you guys? Do two characters really need to be a couple in order to be likable and not their personalities? Seriously, where did you get this information that Mario is supposedly a bad man just for not having a girlfriend? Oh, wait, I think I know the answer. So, when Bowser Jr. making his debut on the big screen with the Super Mario Galaxy movie, everyone has one big thought: Mom. In Super Mario Sunshine, which was Bowser Jr.'s debut game, Bowser lied to him that Peach was his mother and he disguised himself as Shadow Mario to kidnap her. But ultimately, at the end of the game, Bowser tells him the truth, and Bowser Jr. is like, "It doesn't matter, Dad. I just want to fight Mario again." And outside of a couple games like Mario Superstar Baseball, where he briefly refers Peach as his mama, Bowser Jr. shows no interest into finding his real mother in the games. And of course, who can forget that Mario made these videos where Shigeru Miyamoto simply pointed by himself when answering who Bowser Jr.'s mother is. But in all seriousness, I do have a potential theory regarding Bowser Jr.'s existence in the Galaxy movie. And trust me, it is very weird and crazy. You see this female Koopa on screen? A popular rumor states that an issue of a British Nintendo magazine said that Bowser had a wife named Claudia Koopa. But guess what? It turns out to be fake. Claudia Koopa is not an official character. The image originates from a single-page comic titled Bowser's High School Years, where this unnamed female Koopa is implied to have a crush on Bowser during high school. She may be just created for a single one-off page comic, but she is so much cuter than that overrated Bowshit. But where does the Claudia Koopa rumor originated? Well, it goes all the way back in the year 2002 when a website titled Lemmy's Land, where he took this random one-off character and put it into his fanfic. Huh? Yes, that is you saying huh, because you're absolutely confused as to what am I talking about. Well, here is my fourth prediction. This Claudia Koopa could turn out to be Bowser Jr.'s mother and Bowser's ex-wife that died sometime before the events of the first movie. Wait, why am I putting some random rumor into an official piece of media, even though the movie isn't canon to the games, of course? Well, here's my reason. You know how people often misinterpreted Daisy's N64 design as her original design? And therefore they believe that she got supposedly whitewashed when they quote-unquote redesigned her, when in reality she used to have fair skin in her earlier appearances in Super Mario Land and some comics, but they eventually later gave Daisy some tanner skins in modern media. Or how people believe that Daisy is a desert princess when in reality, like I mentioned before, Sarasa Land isn't just a desert, but apparently Mario Kart World says that she's now a desert princess because Shy Guy Bazaar has a palace of what appears to be daisies. You get my idea? Apparently, people portraying Daisy with tanner skin and as a desert princess have become so popular that Nintendo has started to basically associate her with those things. So it's very possible that they can do the same thing with Claudia Koopa. Trust me, out of all the predictions that I made in this video, this one is easily the craziest one. Well, I guess it leads us to the final prediction that I had with the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and easily the biggest one that everyone had since the movie was announced. The announcement of a Super Mario Galaxy movie has left people wondering two things regarding the game: Rosalina's storybook and the ending. The former told the backstory of how Rosalina met the Lumas and became their mother, while the latter, spoilers for an almost an over 20-year-old game, ended when the Lumas sacrificing their lives in order to save the universe, which eventually got reset. These two things are very famous for making various players cry. And a lot of people are worried over these two particular moments from the game because, let's just say, Illumination movies aren't famous for having moments that take themselves seriously. Well, I present to you my final prediction. I think Rosalina's storybook will be kept in the Galaxy movie. The reason? Simple. Obviously, this is Rosalina's first appearance in a movie, so they want to give viewers some introduction to this particular character in the movie universe. I guess I also need to address the theory regarding Peach's connection with Rosalina. For those that don't know, she was originally supposed to be related to Peach, but this was ultimately scrapped for the final game. But many players came up with the theory that Rosalina could possibly be Peach's daughter. The father often switches from being Mario to Luigi. Personally, I don't believe this theory because I don't want the timeline to be just as confusing as the Zelda one. Now, as for the ending, I don't know if this is a controversial opinion, but I don't want this movie to end when the universe getting reset. Why? Simple. What made that scene so powerful was the fact that many people thought that these characters that they got to know for so many years were going to die. Of course, they survived, but still. And all of this happened just after a heartwarming reunion between Mario and Peach, where the two are seen flying in space, holding hands. This will be our second time where we are introduced to these movie incarnations of the characters, and I felt that having the universe reset at the end would honestly be way too early to do so because we are still getting used to these incarnations of the characters. People were already raising questions regarding the Brookgrins now knowing the existence of the magical mushroom kingdom in the first movie, so I don't want the movie universe to be this confusing with the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Yes, I know some people criticize the first movie for being too safe and simple, but at the same time, I don't want the Galaxy movie to be this overly complicated, okay? So that's my final prediction. I think Rosalina's storybook would be kept, but the ending where the universe gets reset probably won't. So those were my 5 random predictions for the Super Mario Galaxy movie. I know, there were 5 random things, but still, I chose to make this a very interesting first prediction video for me. To recap, Peach will probably get captured during the climax, Daisy will likely appear in the movie as a love interest to Luigi, Mario and Peach's relationship will grow a lot better, Claudia Koopa would show up, and of course, I think Rosalina's storybook would be kept, but the movie would have a different ending compared to the one seen in the Galaxy game. Being a person with Asperger's syndrome who has never done a prediction video before, I put a lot of passion and effort regarding these predictions, and I am really nervous regarding which ones am I going to get right or wrong in the future. And please remember that this movie won't come out until April 3rd of 2026, which means that there's currently no answer to these 5 particular predictions. Thank you so much for watching my first prediction video, and I will see you in a couple months to see if this video will age well or poorly. Goodbye!